Helping others is honorable. It is one of the highest human instincts. When someone struggles, something inside you wants to step forward. When someone is falling, you want to reach out your hand. That instinct is not weakness. It is strength. But strength without discipline becomes recklessness, and compassion without stability becomes self-destruction. If you are drowning, you cannot save someone else. If you are unstable, you cannot be support. Before you lift another person, you must first learn how to stand firmly on your own ground. This is not selfishness. It is responsibility. Many people are raised to believe that being good means sacrificing endlessly. They think kindness requires saying yes to every request. They absorb other people's stress as if it were their duty. They give their time when they are exhausted. They give their energy when they are depleted. They give their emotional space when they have none left. And slowly, without realizing it, they erode their own foundation. At first, it feels noble. It feels generous. It feels selfless. But over time, cracks appear. Discipline fades. Focus weakens. Sleep suffers. Health declines. Frustration builds. And eventually, resentment grows. Resentment is often the hidden cost of unguarded generosity. Stoicism offers a powerful correction. Strength must come first. Not because you matter more than others, but because without strength, your support collapses under pressure. The Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius governed during war, famine, and plague. His stability was not optional. If his mind fractured, the empire would suffer. His inner discipline was an act of service. Stability is service. When your mind is calm, others feel calm. When your actions are steady, others feel secure. When your reactions are measured, others trust you. But if you are chaotic, reactive, and overwhelmed, your help becomes unstable. You cannot give clarity if you live in confusion. You cannot give discipline if you lack discipline. You cannot give strength if you avoid building it. Before helping others, build yourself deliberately. Strengthen your body so you have endurance. Strengthen your mind so you can think clearly under pressure. Strengthen your character so you remain composed when others panic. The stronger you become, the more powerful your support becomes. Epictetus taught that we are responsible for our own choices, not the choices of others. This principle protects your sanity. You can offer advice, but you cannot force someone to take it. You can extend your hand, but you cannot force someone to grab it. Trying to control someone else's growth will drain you faster than any physical labor. Helping does not mean controlling. Helping does not mean rescuing endlessly. Helping means empowering. There is a difference between lifting someone and carrying them permanently. Lifting requires strength and encourages growth. Carrying creates dependency. When you constantly solve someone's problems for them, you unintentionally teach them that they do not need to solve their own. Sometimes the strongest form of help is restraint. Allowing someone to face consequences can feel harsh, but it builds responsibility. Shielding someone from every hardship may feel kind in the moment, but it delays maturity. Growth is forged in difficulty, not comfort. There is also a hidden danger in helping from insecurity. Some people attach their identity to being needed. They feel valuable only when others depend on them. They rescue constantly because it gives them purpose. But if your value depends on someone else's weakness, you will unconsciously maintain their weakness. True strength does not seek dependence, it seeks growth. Seneca wrote that we benefit most from good examples. This may be the highest form of help. When others see your discipline, they are inspired to develop their own. When they observe your composure, they learn emotional control. When they see your boundaries, they learn self-respect. Your life can instruct more powerfully than your advice ever could. Helping others requires boundaries. Without boundaries, compassion turns into exhaustion. Without limits, generosity becomes imbalance. Boundaries are not cruelty. They are clarity. They define where your responsibility ends and another person's begins. If helping someone forces you to abandon your health, your training, your goals, and your peace, something is wrong. Support should not destroy the supporter. Service should not sabotage self-development. Imagine standing on the edge of a cliff, reaching down to pull someone upward. Your feet must be planted firmly. Your grip must be strong. Your balance must be steady. If you lean too far without stability, both of you fall. This is the Stoic lesson. Become strong enough to lift without slipping. Train yourself so that when chaos surrounds you, you remain centered. When others raise their voices, you lower yours. When emotions escalate, you become measured. When fear spreads, you think clearly. This is what real strength looks like. Not dominance, not aggression, stability. Anyone can appear strong when conditions are easy. Anyone can offer advice when the stakes are low. But true strength reveals itself under pressure. When tension rises and uncertainty grows, most people react. The disciplined respond. If you want to help others, become the one who does not panic. When someone loses control, they do not need another emotional reaction. They need grounding. When someone feels overwhelmed, they do not need chaos. They need clarity. When someone faces failure, they do not need pity. They need perspective. That perspective can only come from someone who has trained their own mind. The Stoics understood that the world is unpredictable. Circumstances change. People change. Outcomes are uncertain. But your response remains within your control. Epictetus reminded us that while we cannot govern events, we can govern our judgments about them. If your judgments are disciplined, your reactions become powerful tools instead of uncontrolled impulses. Helping others requires this internal discipline. If someone insults you while you are trying to help them, can you remain calm? If someone rejects your advice, can you accept it without ego? If someone you support continues to fail, can you maintain patience without frustration? These moments test your foundation. Without training, you react emotionally. With training, you respond intentionally. Training does not mean suppressing emotion. It means directing it wisely. It means recognizing anger without letting it control you. It means feeling concern without drowning in it. It means offering support without attaching your identity to the outcome. That last part is crucial. You are not responsible for results. You are responsible for effort. If you help someone sincerely and they refuse to change, that is not your failure. If you offer guidance and it is ignored, that is not your defeat. The Stoic mindset frees you from attachment to outcomes you cannot control. Marcus Aurelius constantly reminded himself to act with virtue and let external results unfold as they may. Virtue is within your control. Outcomes are not. So when you help, help with integrity, help with discipline, help with clarity. But do not tie your worth to the transformation of others. That burden is too heavy for any one person to carry. Strength also means knowing when to withdraw. Sometimes helping requires stepping back, not because you no longer care, but because continued involvement causes harm. There are moments when distance teaches more than proximity. There are situations where silence teaches more than speech. This restraint is not coldness. It is wisdom. Seneca wrote that we should give as a vine bears fruit, naturally and without expectation. True help flows from character, not obligation. It does not demand recognition. It does not seek praise. It does not measure returns. But it also does not sacrifice the tree for the fruit. If a tree destroys its roots to feed others, it will not survive. And if you destroy your discipline to serve endlessly, you will collapse. Helping others should strengthen your character, not weaken it. It should refine your patience, sharpen your empathy, and deepen your resilience. If it consistently drains you, then your approach needs adjustment. Become someone whose presence alone brings calm, someone whose advice carries weight because it is backed by action, someone whose boundaries are respected because they are enforced consistently. That kind of strength does not appear overnight. It is built daily, through controlled reactions, through disciplined habits, through choosing long-term stability over short-term approval. The world does not need more rescuers driven by guilt. It needs strong individuals driven by principle. When you are rooted in discipline, your help becomes sustainable. When you are grounded in clarity, your support becomes reliable. When you are balanced internally, your compassion becomes powerful instead of draining. So train yourself. Train your body to endure. Train your mind to focus. Train your emotions to remain steady. Train your character to act with integrity. From that foundation, extend your hand. Not from weakness, not from insecurity, not from the need to be needed, but from strength. Because when you are strong, you can lift others without losing yourself. And when you are disciplined, your support becomes a source of stability in a world that often feels unstable. Help others, but do it from a position of power, balance, and control.